So this is gonna be like a super candid video. I just wanted to talk about, how in the fitness industry, right? The main purpose of you starting out your fitness journey was to become healthier. But I feel like over time, right, it's quite ironic that in starting out the fitness journey, you become like unhealthier in a way. This can be in a physical sense where you start to restrict foods that you eat so that you become leaner. You start to have more of a unhealthy mindset towards yourself in terms of your mental image towards yourself, the way you view your body, thinking like, oh, I'm too fat, I'm not shredded enough, I'm not lean enough, I'm too small. All these kinds of negative connotations. So that's like the part where you kind of take away your health in a sense, even though on the outside you might actually look the healthiest that you've actually been compared to your past self. But I think most of the time on the inside, when you kind of pursue like this whole fitness journey, it's like a very slippery slope that is easy to fall into. When you get too caught up in the details, obviously you have to get caught up in the details if you're doing it for like a competitive reason, but I feel like most of us, we just mainly pursue this fitness journey just to feel better, to look better, and it's not really like a career for us. It's just a way for us to improve like our self-confidence and to feel good about yourself. But I think especially online, when you see all the algorithms pushing you out all these crazy physiques, you start to also have this new standard of what is a good physique, right? I feel like a few years back, when like all these crazy physiques weren't as prominent, I kind of started fitness in the era where there was like David Lade, Matt August, and things like that. And arguably, at that point of time, there were less fitness influencers in general. And yeah, those were the main few. But I think, especially nowadays, the whole space has been very concentrated. There is way more insane physiques, and I think that also contributes towards a lot of people having a more negative self image of themselves. Like, because every day on the algorithm, I'm sure you're like on like fitness content, so like if you scroll through Instagram or TikTok, these are the content that will be pushed out to you, and obviously you will see these like crazy physiques. And I feel like if it's a motivation for you, then that's a good thing. But you kind of, if you view it as like something that like makes you feel bad about yourself, then I feel like that's not a good thing anymore. But I think that more often than not, that will be the more common case, because inevitably we will always be comparing ourselves to other people. And I think that's also important. Like, you have to recognize that we can't just compare ourselves with other people. You should look at it in terms of like a motivation instead of like something that puts you down, right? It's quite a tricky thing, because the thing that we're working on is actually our body, right? And we see our body like literally every day, every hour. And the state of your body will change, meaning when there's a different lighting, when you have a pump, when you have a different angle. There's so many conditions that actually change the way that your body will look when you take like a picture or a video, right? And because of all these variables that is constantly changing, it's always very easy to think that, oh damn, I look like shit, or things like that, when just small variables like these change. An example is like if you took a picture when you were just done with the gym, when you got like all pumped up, right? You're gonna look like insane. And actually, if you took that picture in a different lighting condition, even with the pump, right, or maybe a different angle, it drastically changes how you actually look. And I think all these variables that are always changing so often, and when you go back home done with the workout, the pump is gone, and then you look at your body again, all these variables that are always constantly changing, it really is a very slippery slope to handle when you're in this whole fitness space of trying to work out and look better, right? So I think it's very important to remember that you shouldn't be too caught up with all these variable changes, and it's more important that you enjoy the process, you enjoy the whole journey, and you enjoy your whole fitness journey, the improvements that you make, and also recognize that these are variables that are always going to change, and just accept your body for how it is, man. Because you're not gonna look the same with massive crazy lighting and a pump after your workout and like maybe at night before you go to bed, right? You're not gonna look the same. Obviously you're gonna look better in that post-workout look. So it's very important to recognize that and just treat your mind in a more healthy way, and just recognize all these things, and I think it will definitely make you enjoy your fitness journey more and pursue it in a healthier sense. In the first place, we started this fitness journey to like be healthier, to feel better about yourself. And I think it's just really ironic that sometimes this whole fitness journey ends up taking away your health instead. So I just really wanted to talk about it because I feel like, especially right now, with like a lot of the gear talk, or like steroid talks and things like that can really be quite harmful for your health. I feel like all the more you should really remember why you started this fitness journey in the first place. And I feel like it's always for a healthy reason, to look good, and you didn't want to make your health bad in any way back then. So I think it's just really important to remember that, and remember to pursue fitness for health and not lose your health in the process of pursuing fitness. That's all I have to say. Just a super candid video. I hope it makes sense to you, because I feel like this is a really important message that I really wanted to talk about.